There is a new initiative that Covington is going to have on the ballot. It's a mayor council forum. I have an opinion article from former Mayor Sherry Karen, and I also have an article from the current mayor, Joe Myers.
Okay, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and find out how this affects you, the viewer. And me and Ron, we've been around each other, so I'm going to ask some tough questions here. I'm going to ask him a couple tough questions. Sure. What efforts are being made to educate the voters about the implications of this change on their ballots? Or it's about Covington Forward, but Covington Forward is the name of the group that is initiating this change. Tell me about that. I mean, is this a special interest group, and how is this going to benefit every single resident?
Now, this group is led by a business person, Richard Dickman, and I can tell you that if you look at the people on this group, you have whites, you have blacks, you have Republicans, you have independents, and you have Democrats. That's what you have from all parts of the city, from the east side of Covington to South Covington to Licking Riverside. So it's a mixed group of people. This group got together, they received donations, they followed the law, and they were able to put it on the ballot.
So just to recap, Covington Forward is spearheaded by Richard Dickman.
We all know Richard from Dickman's. Last time I seen Richard was at the Bob Marley concert. He ran up to me, gave me a big old hug, man. Richard, top-notch guy. 2012, Smoke Justice was just getting to Covington. And so he's got to experience the last 8 years of Joe Myers. Smoke Justice started off in the front and had just had the basement. Now they've expanded to take over the whole old Fold company, and we're the catalyst of the Kent County Jail getting turned into an apartment complex. So Richard Dickman being the forefront of this should be, if that's not enough to get you to vote yes for it, I don't know what to tell you.
Now, I will say this, people don't realize this. Currently, the mayor's position is funded at, I think it's $28,000 to $30,000 a year. Anyone that knows...
That's part-time, correct? That's
part-time. Well, they say it's part-time, but in actuality, it is a full-time plus job. I can tell you as the vice mayor of the city, and anybody that follows me on social media, they will say, you're everywhere, Ron, and you're only seeing a quarter of it on social media. What happens is, when we transition, if the voters choose to, when we transition to the mayor council form of government, what takes place is that mayor that is now considered the CEO, he will not get a raise. He will not get a raise for 2 years. So he will make the same amount of money as he did in the mayor commission form. So it's not like anybody's lining their pockets on this. And I can tell you this, our current city staff's doing a very, very good job. Will there be adjustments? There will be adjustments, but there'll be professionals led by one instead of five. Whatever you do, could you imagine having 5 bosses?
Yeah. The city commission will grow from 4 seats to at least 6, which would give more residents of Covington representation, because 4 is just not enough.
It's not enough. We're a city of 40,000 people with a lot of diverse views. I mean, we were just named one of the top 50 cities in the United States, and it's because of the way we treat businesses, the way we treat residents, our historic structures. But at the same time, I think we're lacking in that area. We can pull in more expertise if we expand the council. For instance, the law says that the city commission that's coming in January will set the parameters for the city council and how many members. So as you previously said, there will be at least 6 members. There could be as many as 12. I personally don't think that's a workable number, but there could be as many as 12. So what's the impact on that? If this thing is passed, one of the first things that I will suggest to the new board of commission is we will set a group of professionals and citizens, and they will get together and they will review all city ordinances and city orders to prepare us for that next journey. So we have 2 years to put things together in place.
Joe Myers, he's quoted to say, over 26 cities in northern Kentucky with populations over 1,000. There's 26 cities in northern Kentucky with populations over 1,000. And 23 of those cities use the mayor council form. Independence, Florence, Erlanger, Fort Thomas, Fort Mitchell, Fort Wright, Bill Hills, Park Hills, all use the mayor council form. The largest cities in Kentucky, Lexington and Louisville, they use the mayor council form. The city manager form of government is an outlier used by only a handful of cities. That's coming from Joe Myers. I'm going to go over some key points of Joe Myers, and I'm going to shoot fire on it. He said it's more responsive to the public, and I think you touched on that. More clear chain of command. You know who's actually in charge. How would the proposed structure of the mayor council form different from the current government now? Because as for Sherry Karen, she says vote no for change in government in Covington, because from reading this, it says she was mayor from 2012 to 2016. 2014 whenever the current mayor, Joe Myers, defeated her. And she says, if it's not broke, don't fix it. She was mayor and there was no effort while she was mayor to move things. So her vote is no, because things were working fine. And then you can quote her. It says, if it's working fine, why try to change it?
So an accountability piece of this, what measures will be put in place to make sure that accountability is for both on the mayor and the council? You know, with the city manager, it seems like there's checks and balances. What's the accountability piece? The city manager can make sure that the mayor and the city councilmen are not willy-nilly just going crazy.
They defund the position.
Say that again.
Right.
It looks like if the mayor does something out of control, the city council would have the authority to put the mayor in check and defund the position that he funded.
That's right. They defund. And if it got really egregious, what the city council can do is they could impeach the mayor.
Outside organizations from Joe Myers, and you can all look this up on the Northern Kentucky Tribune, organizations that have supported yes on this mayor council form. Latonia Business Association, I gotta get all these right. The Covington Business Council, both of those two organizations do so much for Covington. The Northern Kentucky Labor Council, the NAACP, Joe Myers. Joe Myers has been the mayor for the past 8 years, and like him or not, he's an effective leader and he gets the job done. Results with this, what he did at the Prince Bridge, him and Steve Franks, their job, what they did to keep tolls off the bridge.